Surprisingly, Litton 2,557 runs, the highest for Bangladesh in T20 internationals. The other four you see in the list are not playing anymore at the moment, but Litton would try to just play longer through his career. So similar kind of balls when Nasum was bowling, and when they backed away the batters, they tried to reach the ball after it had gripped a bit. One area that need to be a little. Akeal Hossain into his second over. Oh dear, down the leg side, that's missed everything. I think not even be given buys. Wides, wait and see if there's a signal, what the signal is. Buys.
Yeah, there's a little more leniency now for deliveries down the leg side. You see those lines marked out on the pitch on either side of the stumps. That's for the leg side guide for the umpires. We mentioned it in the ODI series. Traditionally, anything down the leg was previously signaled wide. Bowlers now have a little bit more margin for error.
Oh, what a beauty. That's a jumper. The drift in and the turn away. What was it's a left arm orthodox, but when you're talking about the leggy, man sitting next to me would have loved to have bowled on this track, wouldn't you? Especially bowling at the power play, Samuel.
Yeah, try to keep the stumps in play, and there's some assistance from the surface. Hence, he has the slip, Akeal Hossain, and that was the importance of Tanzid's wicket.
And gets himself another Nexus play ball.
I was just mentioning the importance of Tanzid's wicket because he was a left-hander. But that's what Litton did here. He converted himself into a left hand essentially with that reverse. Wonderful batting. These guys are so amazing with these types of strokes. Difficult to bowl to.
Oh, what a comeback! That stopped on Litton Kumar Das. He was in two minds, not quite sure to go for the shot. It was a check and another excellently judged catch taken by the bowler this time. Brilliant stuff. Second one goes down.
What a response from Akeal Hossain. Just look at the way he had to go to his right, just stop that right paw out, and it stuck. Two magnificent catches from the West Indies. He seemed shocked that it stuck in his hand. Captain has to depart for 5. Bangladesh lose their second on 29.
Bangladesh is running into difficulties with wickets falling. That's the captain. Not quite sure. Didn't go full-blooded with that shot. And another excellent thing. To the right, stretched out, stuck in his hands. Great catch. You were shocked.
Still love for him though. Marvelous player for Bangladesh. Now the others will have to step up. Khary, the new batter.
Three action-packed overs completed. 29 for 2.
Start, first one.
After 3 overs, you can see the comparison. Different policies of ploys employed. West Indians happy to establish an innings. Then they went for the last 5 overs. Bangladesh, other way around, taking the West Indian bowlers on early and losing a couple of wickets. Oh, didn't know very much about that. Jamal Badri in the World Cup. Have a look at a T20 World Cup. Let's have a look at his pitch map. Most power play wickets. Look at that. 12 by spinners. He was always attacking the stumps. You can talk about it himself.
Yeah, I mentioned it before. You want to bring all modes of dismissal into play. You want to ask the batter to take a risk if they must by hitting from the stump. So that was generally my modus operandi, to bowl wicket to wicket and with some subtle variations in between.
Backs away. Just past the fielder. He's going to chase it, but he's not going to get to it. Some relief with that boundary from Tawhid Rida. Next is Saif.
Yeah, Khary Pierre, the other left-hand orthodox, into the attack. Maybe not as fine as he wanted, but in that general direction. Roston with the chase, but not able to hold it in. So a little bit errant from Khary Pierre. You want to finish on the stumps, particularly against subcontinent batters. They're so good square off the wicket. Subtle risk.
That's the way. That's the way to go. You get a boundary and then just flick it away wide of the 2 fielders converging, and you get 2 comfortable runs. But I must finish this off with a figure. Samuel Badri, sitting alongside me, is the only West Indian spin bowler to take 4 wickets in a T20 international match against Bangladesh. And he recorded a spell of 4 for 15 versus Bangladesh in 2014 at Mirpur. Just raises his hand up here in the compounds. Good to have the expertise. Guidance that hurried through. It's got to be a mix, isn't it, Samuel, particularly with the left arm orthodox, bowl a lot of arm balls.
Yeah, that's what they generally do with the new ball. She-Hope has a plethora of options. Roston chase with the spin and a number of seamers he can turn to as well.
Just pushes it away wide of the fielder. Another single. Ends up being an 8-run over. 4 done. 37 for 2. Batting to come, Nurul Hassan Sohan at 5, Shamim Hassan Patwari at 6, and Richard Hossain at 7. But what they need to do is have this pair go deep into the innings. He's done to the 15th over to ensure they have a platform if they want to need to chase the runs at the end of the innings. Waits on that one, allows it to come on.
Yeah, these two are relatively young in their international career. They'll want to show learnings and maturity, take the responsibility as you mentioned. And that's what's needed now. A 3rd consecutive over for Hossain in the power play.
And is going to be gone. He has just allowed himself to get out, really needed to go over the fielder, got a little cheeky, and the smiles break out. And against the run of play, they've struck again.
They rock it out straight to the fielder. He sort of gesticulated as though it came out from the Litton towers, but another wicket for Akeal Hossain. in the power play, a master of the power play, really. A third one in the power play falls for Bangladesh. Saif goes for 8-38 for 3.
Very good from the West Indies. The Bangladeshi batters came in with some determination, but they've been taking wickets at regular intervals. There's the last one. It's just an easy catch this time around. Tried to swivel around, could not really get enough bat on it. And easy for Shepherd to take that and say, you're out of here.
Yeah, that reaction says it all. The easiest of the 3 catches so far. Shamim Hossain, new batter, left-hander. A different challenge now.
Oh, yes. Very impressive. Akeal Hossain, you did mention the fact that he'll have to change his lines and angles with the left-right combination. But every time he's faced a different batter, he's bowled straight into perfect lines and lengths. Made the batters think, take the wickets. Very impressive. Tuck away for a single to open his account.
Yeah, partnership is required at the risk of stating the obvious. So these two have that repair job to do, but they can't take too long to get going. So they'll have to manage their risk. They can't afford to lose another wicket anytime soon. Already 3 down, and only the 5th over in progress. So manage risks and still look to score. That's the great challenge, isn't it? Particularly in this format.
Indeed it is. It's a very delicate balancing act. When the bowlers have got their tails up, like Akeal has at the moment, look, his whole demeanor has changed from the first over when he went for a few runs. Now he's looking into the eye of the batter and says, I've got you on a tight leash. Take me on if you can. Bowling brilliantly. Just pitches wide of the fielders, thinks of a second knock there. Ends the 5th over. Bangladesh are 40 for 3.
Bangladesh are ahead in terms of runs, but they have lost 3 wickets. That's a major difference as it stands as of now at the end of 5 overs. Still 126 to get for Bangladesh. And we're going to see Jason Holder being introduced into the attack from the rocket end. Board bowler brought in by Shai, plenty of experience, best of 5 for 27. There's 79 matches. Jason Holder. Well, Bangladesh and these two in particular, Tawhid Ridoy and Shamim Hossain, have their work cut out. Hello, Athanaze. Well, these two need to build a good partnership, and that too, keep an eye on scoreboard with the required run rate creeping up to 9.
I think more important is ensure that these two bat for another 5-6 overs, because if you lose another wicket here, then more trouble. So it will depend a lot on someone like Ridoy and Shamim Hossain. Tamim is on strike, the left-hander. There will be a stage where you need to apply yourself in a different fashion. When you lose 3 wickets early on, then you need to understand the fact that, okay, fine, I'm not going to play too many shots. If it's there, fine, but I'm not going to take any unnecessary risk. And you talk about unnecessary risk, the first batter that comes to my mind is the opener, the left-hander. Oh, just when we are talking about they need to think that they cannot afford to lose another wicket, Jason Holder provides the good. It's a rocket out.
And some celebration that continues from Jason Holder. He wouldn't be a happy man, Litton, as Bangladesh have just lost their 4th wicket, and that is how taken pace off. Well disguised, well executed. And Tamim did not see that coming. Cleaned him up. Introduced it into the attack, Jason Holder, and straight away gets a wicket in his first over. Tamim, he has to make that walk back. He's gone for 1. It's 41 for 4. More deliveries remain in the power play. That's when the number 6, Nurul Hassan Chauhan, has come in. He can bat, he can get quick runs, but now they need some stability. Some rehabilitation in the middle is required, as they've just lost their 4th wicket.
It's just a very poor shot. Look at this. It's a nothing shot. He gets in a position where he's just trying to hit it towards the onside, completely missing it, but you got to give the credit to the bowler, Jason Holder. Tons of experience, and he delivers the good in his very first over. And now they have a slip in place.
Sliding down the leg. Yeah, ample amount of experience, as you said, and again, getting the wicket, doing the job for the team.
Tons of experience, Shomanlike tons. Look at that stats there. Most wickets in T20 International for West Indies is the gentleman with the ball. 88 wickets right at the top. Dan Bravo 78 wickets. Akeal Hossain 78.
Catch it is the call, did not carry. Just in front of Roston Chase and the slip cotton.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier on when I look at the surface, there was a green tint, and I thought that this could be interesting, especially for the seamers. Beautiful seam position, just moving away from the right-hander. Softer hands ensured the ball didn't carry to the slips. If he had gone to play a shot, it was an edge, would have straight gone into the hands.
Eager to get off the mark. The 3rd and final leg inside the circle of the 2 fielders guarding the boundary are deep backward point and deep square leg, which indicates maybe back of a leg deliveries, but with the slip cotton in place, he's pitching it up.
Yeah, a couple of poor shot selection. The first one, obviously, Tanzid Hassan just wanted to smash every ball that he faced. He's scored 15 of just 5 deliveries. Saif Hassan also trying to put a one over the fielder at short fine leg. What an over. What an over. Just the 2 runs and a wicket. After 6, 42 for 4.
wickets and that green worm, the 4 speed breakers, the 4 wickets that would bother Bangladesh. Around this time, when Alick, Athanaze and Brandon King had their opening stand of 59 runs, Qazi Sohail confirming, signaling the end of the power play. 42 for 4 Bangladesh at this time. Again, West Indies had not lost a single wicket. Romario Shepherd from the Nexus Bay end.
Yeah, one also need to remember that West Indies, as you rightly pointed out, that they did not lose a wicket in the first 6 overs, 35 without loss. So they were going at 5.8 run in an over. But in the middle overs, they lost 3 for 66 in the 9 overs, run rate of 7.33. But really kicked on. In the last 5 overs, they smashed 64 at the run rate of 12.8. Last 3, 51 runs. If you look at the Bangladesh opener, the left-hander, the young left-hander, nicely clip of his legs, Hassan. You can see the amount of time he spent in the middle. Have a look at what he did. The first one, he went for a 6. First ball. Second one, gone for a boundary. That's 10. Third one, a chip for a single. Fourth one, he goes down the wicket, backs through the cover. So he's smashed 15 of first 5, and then incredible catch. Take nothing away. That is a sensational catch. But my point is, why you want to go and play that shot at that stage of the game? Because you're the one who's picked up the boundaries. You're the leading run scorer this year for Bangladesh in T20 International. So you've got to start taking some responsibility.
It hit the wicket again. That rose up on him. It was too close to pay that straight pull, but it was a sensational catch. Garbage from Romario Shepherd. He couldn't believe himself. Tanzid Tamim charging down the wicket, well adjusted by Shepherd.
I mean, we'll be talking about if that had gone over the top of the fielder for another boundary, you'd still be batting. So there's a very fine line, a thin line in what could have happened, should have happened, or already happened. That was taken. The catch was taken. He took that opportunity. He took that chance. The point that I'm trying to make is perhaps he could have avoided to play that shot.
There is protection in the deep. I understand the need for optimism. Trying to make full use of the power play. Was short. Yes, fielders in the power play within the circle except for 2. They understand all of that, but I'm sure what you're implying is the mix of that understanding and assessing the conditions quickly and adjusting to that.
Yeah, he's only the second player this year who's gone across and scored more than 500 runs in T20 Internationals for Bangladesh. Tanzid Hassan before this match had 546 runs at strike rate of 134. Litton 536 runs at 134 as well.
Five singles of the 7th. It's 46 for 4. Powell unbeaten on 46 and 44 respectively, putting up an 83-run stand at the end that did the damage. Also, whose name is not there, is Brandon King and Athanaze, who made sure that they did not lose any wickets early on. Holder back in action. Wide run rate now above 9 at the moment for Bangladesh.
Now, if you look at someone like Ridoy, who is on strike now, he got a 50 under trying condition. That was against Sri Lanka in the Asia Cup, chasing 169, and he went on and scored a 50. 58 of 37. I mean, that's what they require. That's what the Bangladesh team requires. Similar kind of innings.
To play a big heave, looking for the second, not available. Yes, something like that is required, but he also needs company from the other end to ease the pressure off his shoulder.
Yeah, we've seen what Nurul Hassan is capable of. He likes to bat under pressure, but when you lose so many wickets so early in the innings and chasing 160, total of 165, then it gets very, very difficult. So you need a special kind of innings, not just for one player. They need a good partnership here.
It's well bowled, not afraid to pitch it up with mid-off inside the circle, trying to lure the batter, play inside out if possible. Action, boundary on the onside. They're subdued. The home side have lost 4 wickets.
They've come in really big numbers here for the first T20 international.
To bisect those 2 fielders. Was hit well, hence only 1 is available. Not a lot of batting to follow after this. Yes, Rishad, Nasum, Tanzim, Saqib, they all can hit. But they need these 2 in the middle to do bulk of the work for them before they come in and can unleash the big blows. Change of pace, hammered down the ground. Boundary after 25 deliveries. It's a Nexus Pay 4 from Tawhid Ridoy.
And also brings it the 50 for Bangladesh. Cracking shot. That's what he is capable of. But he needs to play according to the situation. Yes, if you get an opportunity, put it away. Lovely shot down the ground.
Choose the call straight away again. Deliberately played it along the ground. They're coming back for the second and they will make it. It's been a productive over for Bangladesh. 9 of the 8. It's 55 for 4. That has been key for them reaching that total of 165. Lost their first wicket in the 9th over. To bowl the 9th, it's going to be Pierre from the Nexus Pay end, hoping that the Tigers roar because they have come out in numbers to support their side. Doing well is rotating the strike, these 2.
It's important. They need a 30 or 40 runs partnership here to just settle things around, to steady the ship. And when they get into that groove, yes, they are more than capable of scoring quickly. That's not need of the hour at the moment. Yes, they're going at almost 7 runs over, but the quiet runner is now climbed. It has gone beyond 9 runs in an over.
Oh, yes.
Can take with soft hands. Second one not available. So they're managing those singles. At the same time, a boundary and over for now would do. They can target a particular bowler and try and go after that bowler, make the most of that particular over.
Shamunai, they need to be 100% sure, because if they try to go for a boundary and for some reason they do not connect and they get out, then serious trouble for Bangladesh.
Oh! Chucked it on, and Pierre comes in and gets the breakthrough. Here's the wicket you're talking about. Kept low.
I don't think he could have afforded to play off the back foot. I thought it was a little bit fuller the first time I saw it. Yeah, it should have been on the front foot. He goes back, inside edge, timber, gone. And it is another rocket out. So half of the side back in the hut. Khary picks up his first. Noor Hassan gone, bowled for 5 of 10. Bangladesh, 57 for 5.
Has worked for Shai again. That brings in Tanzid Akeem in the middle. In at 7, some problems with the floodlights. Hence, proceedings at a halt in the middle, but he's there because this was too full to play that shot.
Yeah, always in danger if you to negotiate the spin bowler. If he's bowled a fuller delivery and you go up the back foot, you'll be very, very lucky if you go on to survive that. Unlucky, inside edge, and went on to hit the stumps. Incredible here. What a turnaround this has been for West Indies. 35 in the power play when they batted. 79 for 1. 70 for 1 after the 10th over. Then in the last 3 overs, they smashed 51. Having a bit of a chat, I really don't know what's that about. But he's making the right decision. He's made the right call, especially in the bowling department. Then very good. These are the wickets. The first one to go was that is an acrobatic, amazing catch. This was soft. So Litton, Dash could pick up that ball that stopped. That should have also gone over the top of the fielder. Saif, Hasan, then Hossain, then the last one. Look how close that was.
The aerial for a bit. 3 out of the 5 were catches taken by the West Indies team, and must mention that all of them were good catches. They've been good on the field, West Indies. That graphics just showed you was reflection of lack of partnerships for Bangladesh.
There's none to speak of. pressure on Bangladesh.
Wide run rate 9.58. Well bowled, attacking the stumps. Very well bowled over by Pierre. It's 59 for 5. To follow, Rishad Nasum and Taskeen with 107 required of just 66 deliveries. Well, it signals to be an uphill task for those batters. Some trouble in the middle, still persisting, perhaps because of the lights. Wide run rate 9.73. I think the drinks break is going to be taken early. Time for the players and officials to hydrate. We'll take a short break. Chasing 166, Bangladesh seem to be in trouble as they need 107. Required run rate is creeping up, it's closing up on 10. Open Powell, the partnership of 83 in the end made sure that they got to a very challenging total, it seems like. The home side, let's take you on a ride. Beautiful Motie, the Chittagong hill tracts of Bangladesh, famous for its natural beauty, including Kaptai Lake, surrounded by hills, rivers, and waterfalls like Shubalong Waterfall, known for its rich tribal culture and history, evident in attractions, plenty of them, greenery, honest trees. Fantastic place to be. If you're around here, go and have a good time in nature. This is what has transpired so far in this first T20I of the Dutch Bangladesh series. West Indies winning the toss and putting up 165 on the board in response with 11 overs to go. Bangladesh are 59 for 5. It was Hope and Powell who kept the hope alive. Some lusty blows. Whenever it was full, they were not hesitant to charge. And against faster bowlers, full toss punished. Wings deployed plenty of times. Rovman, Powell leading Chattogram up in his 100 T20I as they reached a total of 165. Those two batters put together 83 in response. Bangladesh are 59 for 5. They've lost quick 5 wickets. There's some technical issues here at the ground with the floodlights, so it's going to be further delay. We'll be back soon when we have good news with us. good for the play to resume here in Chattogram. This is the first T20I of the Dutch Bangladesh series between Bangladesh and West Indies. 59 for 5. Tawhid Hridoy still in the middle. Bangladesh have to go anywhere near the target. They need something special from him. It'll be Romario Shepherd to bowl his second over. Two is the call. Bowler going after the ball himself and denying that second run to the Bangladesh batters.
I think the difference is when you look at how both teams have handled themselves with the bat. Lovely delivery, quick, good carry to the keeper. What stood out for me from the West Indies batting perspective was 7 fours and 11 sixes. It's really stood out. Ensure they get it going in the last 3 to 5 overs. It looked at one stage that perhaps 150 would have been ideal, but some super hitting.
Lost the ball, he's lost the ball. Sent back rightly by Hridoy. Boundaries and sixes you mentioned, but also the timing of it, how they initially took time.
Lucky the ball didn't travel, it just dropped dead. Otherwise it would have actually come back towards the batter after hitting the pitch. And it's thanks to that wonderful partnership between Rovman, Powell and Shai Hope.
Let's not forget that even Rovman Powell initially was not middling the ball as well as he'd like. It took a bit of time. Got the opportunity to interview him mid-innings, and he mentioned that maybe 10 runs more would have been a good total, but as of now it seems like they've got the total.
Yeah, he started it all, didn't really time the ball early in his innings, and then he hit 4 sixes, consecutive sixes. 83 the partnership and 48 for the 4th wicket.
Absolutely, and they took their time, but then put the Bangladesh bowlers under pressure, which is sort of lacking in this innings. The only time the Bangladesh batters put some pressure on the West Indies bowlers was when Tanzid and Tamim and Saif Hassan were in the middle.
Yeah, the opening partnership worth only 16 runs. It doesn't really matter if you hit a couple of boundaries. The problem is, if you do get out, then your team is in trouble.
Be the 4th single of this over. Halfway through the innings, Bangladesh 63 for 5.
It's a huge conundrum for Bangladesh. 103 to get in 10 overs, just the 5 wickets in hand. They've got to just balance between attack and defense and be selective and get the couple of runs. They've just got every other delivery. A brace here, a brace there, boundary there. That'll be what they'll need on a consistent basis if they're going to chase that target. Very difficult task, Maha.
A required rate at 10.27. It's not going to be easy. One of these batters, ideally Tawhid Hridoy, got to play one of the bestest knocks we've seen in T20 history for Bangladesh to win this game. And on the other hand, we expect Hassan Sharky, who's no mark with the bat, lose the call, but just simply for a single, no mark with the bat, along with Hosein. Play those cameos to try and chase down a one score of 166.
Definitely gettable, but it is the next 5 overs that's going to be the decider. If Bangladesh can score around the 8 mark, 8-9 mark consistently with Rishad, we just saw there being able to play cameos very quickly would be the opportunity. But at the moment, they're going sensibly. I think playing the ball to its merit, just milking the runs.
A Scott for the Bangladesh side, all-rounders Madi Hassan, Nasumam, Rishad Hosein. I'm a bit surprised with the omission of Saifuddin from the squad. Forget about the 11. Bowled so well in the last game up in Sharjah, the series that Bangladesh won 3-0. Litton Kumar Das was not in that squad. Yeah, it's an automatic choice. That's a good shot. Short, quicker, set up beautifully. Tanzid Hassan Shah, who smashed it towards mid-wicket for a nexus play boundary.
It's taken a bit of time in coming, but what a relief. That will ease a lot of the pressure. Just waited for that short pitch delivery to come on to it. A little bit of a swivel with the placement of the ball in the right area.
Yeah, good shot. Picked up pretty early, and as we speak, the mid-wicket becomes slightly straight up. Now that's what Pierre does really well. His comeback delivery is really good, and bowl wickets to wicket. Not giving. That's a rare loose delivery put away to a boundary.
And yet you can hope to do that. It's an 8-run over. Maybe they'll just pick on this last ball. It does, but it does not find the gap in the field. 11 overs done, 71 for 5.
Missed the series of Afghanistan. They stayed away into the Scott. Saifuddin, as we spoke earlier, in my opinion, very, very unlucky, considering did decently well in the last game, or more than decently well in the game against Afghanistan. Even the Asia Cup was quite handy, especially in the death overs. You bowling those Yorkers, slow balls. It was exceptional. Here comes Jayden Seals. Probably the height. Just should be a single.
Well, singles will do it for now, but they've got to do it on a regular basis. Just going back to the squad, I think one of the main reasons for that was the Saifuddin is a pace bowling all-rounder. They opted for the pace bowlers in the all-rounders department. They seem to have preferred the selectors, the spin bowling all-rounders to Saifuddin. Yeah, you're right. I understand your thought process. And maybe that's the thought process of the selectors in leaving him out.
Covering all bases, Shamim, having options. He spoke in the earlier scene with Athar Ali Khan regarding not having that out-and-out all-rounder as a seeming all-rounder. Saifuddin has been in the system for a long time and been trusted. Just that having different options in different games would be handy, especially in the subcontinent.
Indeed, and the options now running out for Bangladesh as they chased 10.73. Just another quick look at that. No genuine all-rounders, as you mentioned, but Nasir Mohammed, out of no mark with the bat. They can wheel the willow. Rishad Hassan can play the cameos, and Bangladesh will be hoping that he can do that if needed today.
Just on the subject of all-rounders, I think Rishad Hossain as a spinning all-round is a great prospect going to the future. Still relatively young in international game, but certainly has what it takes to shine in international cricket. But if you look at the top sides around the world, in subcontinent, if you take an example, you got Hardik Pandya for India, Fahim Ashraf for Pakistan, Dasun Shanaka for Sri Lanka. So I think that's where the balance comes. I mean, batting at number 6, 7, can bowl 4 overs, if not at least 2, 3 overs, but handy with the bat. Brings in the balance, isn't it?
Talking about the balance, it will be a balance between some powerful shots and regular scoring. They've got 3 singles in this over. It's not going to do. Something's going to give. Have to throw caution to the wind. Take a few chances. Oh, now that's... maybe he'll say that it was intentionally played, but safely enough for another single.
This man on screen with the ball and especially with the bat, in my opinion, the cameos did make the difference. 26 of 13 deliveries in the first ODI, couple of lusty hits towards mid-wicket. Long. And certainly even in the last ODI, Shamim Chaudhary was exceptional, Rishad.
And maybe that is the reason why that it has tilted in the favor of the spinners, with the wickets prepared, conducive to spin rather than pace, particularly in Dhaka. They're not allowing the Bangladeshi batters freebies. Call for the second one. Here's the throw. Chance of... Oh, there was an opportunity missed. If he gathered it, here's a goner.
Jayden Seals did everything right when it comes to basics. Soon after the follow-through, he ran back to be behind the stumps to take the bails off. Awkward bounce. There you go, he comes back. Behind the stump, just the basics right, and when it matters the most, he misses the ball. Got to be said, at the international level, those got to be taken. It's good to see the young man with the big fast ball of his follow-through to have the presence of mind. Come back to the stumps, and unfortunately for West Indies, he missed the ball.
It's thrown very, very quickly and very hard, because we know the ball's now got a bit of moisture on it, not easy to grasp. More intent on throwing down the wicket rather than grabbing the ball first cleanly. But close shave here. Need all the luck in the world for the moment for the Bangladeshi batters. Struggling. Oh, catcher is the goal. Oops! Second grab. He's got it. Oh, we've seen some tremendous catches. He can afford to smile. It's popped out of his hands, jumped away, caught it on the second take, and another wicket goes.
Slow ball bounce, nicely disguised, and now with Ridoy, probably wanted to get over the middle fine left fielder. That was there to be put away. Unfortunately, found the field at fine leg on the second attempt. Perhaps the prize we got off with Ridoy, and Jayden Seals was brought back into the attack by Shai Hope, wanting a wicket, to want to break through, and he has done it in style, dismissing Ridoy. He's gone for 28, 77 for 6 Bangladesh. Sliding down, another 89 need of 48, and yet the man informed Rishad Hosein not to be seen. In comes Nasum Ahmed at number 8 for Bangladesh. Strike rate of 94, best of 19, and he's here because Sawit Udoy was grabbed the beauty at short fine leg.
He was indeed. Look at that. Didn't quite middle it. That's why it went to the field. Could have gone over. But what a recovery. Second bite at the cherry. Slipped away, is conscious enough and alert enough to go for that second grab, and the smile of relief. Oh, that's so nice to see. Bangladesh really struggling here.
Akeal Hossain cannot do anything wrong, can he? He's coming to bowl his last over now. Nice and flat. Should be just a single, just an old at long on, beg your pardon. For 20 in his 3.1 overs, he's been exceptional, Akeal.
Very impressive, to say the least. Look at the batters versus balls below 125 clicks, and the wickets, well, there are some in that 8 to 10 meter area, the good length areas, that they have been one short. but it's all below 125, so they're really struggling to try and use their bats, the power of the bats to get the balls away.
Runs on the board, Shamim. I think that makes a huge difference for a West Indian side. Was packed with experienced players in the T20 setup. Against a side against Bangladesh, who have done really well in the recent past. Certainly bought the game. Nasu Mahmood off the mark with a single.
No surprise, Akeal Hosein into his fourth over, 2 for 21. The ball's got to grip a little bit more. At the same time, if it gets a little moist on the outfield, it might be difficult to grip. But with Nasu Main, well, it's going to be tough for Bangladesh to reach that target. Require 11.35 from now on.
Someone has to play a blind rough knock, isn't it? Even the man in form, Rishad Hossain, yet to come, possibly at number 9. Funny things happen in cricket, Shamim. Turn again, bowling into the pitch.
That's been the essence, bowling into the pitch, really keeping that line going consistently. And then the little variations in pace. Something to lull Bangladeshi batters into a false sense of security, particularly in the early part of the innings when they thought they'd blast everything out of the ground. But you know, bowlers are pretty clever and they know your mindset. They can outsmart you. And Bangladesh have fallen into that trap on more than one occasion.
I mean, the last time Bangladesh won the series against Afghanistan, they won all 3 games chasing. So one may question. Good, decent serve. That's an outside edge. Probably Shai hope he'll consider himself unlucky that he couldn't get onto it. That's probably the under edge. Quicker. Akeal Hosein. Yeah, confirmation. It's a top chance.
Oh, you're being too harsh. That really went very quickly. Yeah, he thought the skipper might have had some gloves on it. It went very, very quickly.
Just to bring up the point, I mean, 42 for 4 in the power play. You're chasing down a score of 166. You got to slay the foundation. That's what Bangladesh missed today.
Yes, indeed. That's what the point I was mentioning. They got a little carried away. I think there's a little bit of overconfidence in the manner in which they approach this innings. Just can't afford to do that in cricket.
On the next side. And the protector guide comes into play, not given a wide. And Akeal Hosein finishes his spell, 2 for 22 of his 4, 80 for 6 after 13.
It's been really consistent. The fall of wickets, 16, 29, 38, 41, 57, 77. You'd say that Bangladesh are consistently inconsistent, and that's been the massive problem they've had to face. Well, this is the Dutch Bangla Bank series, and as we see the wide being given, the Dutch Bangla Bank is the first European joint venture bank in Bangladesh and a pioneer in the banking sector of Bangladesh in terms of customer trust and confidence through transparent and pure banking.
Low ball bouncer gone all wrong for Romario at the very first ball. He has to be really careful with the length with Widoff in the circle. That's a better line and good shot straight down the ground. Powell from long on. He does the fielding, certainly. It's only one thing in Tanzim Hassan, Shakib's mind.
Well, that would be boundaries now. 15 balls since last boundary. They're running out of overs, they're running out of balls. And this is the time when the West Indian bowlers will tell themselves, let's lure them, let's entice them into playing the big shots. There are fielders all around the ground in various positions waiting for a miss hit to happen.
change the feel after the big shot by Tanzim. Third man comes into the circle. And big Jason Holder probably drops back to long off. It's good left bounce as well, zipping through to the gloves of Shai Hope.
Not the quickest of deliveries, just 128 clicks. But the manner in which it's skidded off, you can feel the effect of the dew on the wicket. This is the problem. Engaging. Mr. Length is standing his ground, taking one leg away. But that length, the shot tried, not on that length. Needed to move back.
Shot, picks it up, and into the sands it goes. Rocket 6, open wicket for Tanzim Hassan Shakib.
And the crowd erupt here. They haven't had very much to cheer about. Tanzim Hassan Shakib is showing the way. They need more of those. And this is done to a nice. Look at that. Just help the ball on its way. Use a little bit of the angle. Didn't try to hit it too hard. Pick up shot. One of the best.
Straight away after hitting the 6, he didn't even bother to watch where the ball was sailing. This crowd will be hoping more from Tanzim. Slow ball again. Fine leg in the circle. Inside edge, or the thick outside, inside edge in the part. But certainly a nexus play boundary after 6 by Tanzim.
Couldn't be better. You need a bit of luck. He was very bold in going for that shot, taking the left leg away, shaping to play around the square leg area, squirts it away, backward, through the 5-leg unprotected area for a very, very welcome boundary. Need more of those. It's been a big over. 13 runs, a couple of balls left.
Then delivery went for a 6, slow ball went for a boundary. What's next by Roshan? Yorker. But caught the 8th boundary of the innings. By far the most expensive over in this innings. 17 and 1 ball remaining. Slow ball bounce up. Filling the gap. The mid-wicket fielder does the fielding and just a single to end the 14th over. 98 for 6. Identical score, but Bangladesh have lost 3 more wickets extra. Remember, West Indies in the last 5 overs, Shamin scored 64. That was the biggest difference.
Yes, indeed, and they need to replicate that, and maybe that has been started in the previous over, 17-run over by Tanzim's Ackeem.
one thing for sure, he's not going to fight the ball. He's going to fire it in. Look at it. He's 94.8 the first ball.
Yeah, not a surprise. I mean, he's seen the mood that Tanzid is in at the moment, so he's not going to even try and flight the ball. But then again, you never know the psyche, the mindset of the bowler. Batter expecting flatter deliveries, might just say, I'll just lob one, give it some air.
Oh, done. Beautifully done by Khary. Turn and bounce, comprehensively beaten.
At 88 clicks, when you get that turn and bounce, that is exceptional bowling.
That too with a wet ball, Tamim. Quick again, down the ground, no timing. Jason Holder, the field at long on, just keeps it for a single.
Well, they've got to do that. I can understand what is going through his mind. That was superb timing. The pickup, the manner he went. That one maybe a little lucky, but this was delectable. Yes, the Q end of the bat, very good delivery. Whitish Yorker. The runs started to flow in the previous over, but just the single so far in this over. What is Nasim going to come up with? A straight pull right down the ground. He's just made sure it was wide of anybody, and nobody had a chance to stop that.
If they are striking the ball pretty cleanly. Last ball, changing the angle, Khary coming round the wicket. Down the leg side, has to be called a wide, and it is called a wide.
Well, and a wide always brings out the surprises to finish an over. It turned out to be a good one when Mustafiz bowled a wide for the West Indian batters. What's it going to do this time?
Down the leg side, and calls it again. Close to the protector guide, but I still feel that was outside the protector guide.
Even then, 2 and 2, it's got 2 precious runs. Not only that, an opportunity to maybe finish this over on a high.
Yorker. That's a good finish. Strong comeback by Khary. 15 overs done, 111 for 6.
Bangladesh in terms of runs are ahead in the power play. The problem is the wickets. But the time between 7 and 15 they've been good, especially the last 2 overs. 31 runs in the last 2 overs. Partnership is worth 34 of 21. Last 2 overs have been very good. In comes Jason Holder. tried to be cheeky. You know why? Because there are two fielders at short third and short fine. So he's eyeing to scoop it over the top of the infield. It's turning out to be a really good innings from Tanzim, Hasan, Shakib, 32 of 24. Good evening, Simon Badri.
Hello, Atta. Hello, everyone. 54 from 29. Remember, West Indies scored 64 in the last 5. Lots of sixes struck from Rovman Powell in the last couple overs. Do they have the firepower, Bangladesh, to match that, given that they're 6 down? This partnership, though, has been good. 35 from 22. Nasum is capable of the big hits. They need a few.
The change of angles, and what it does, he goes deep in his crease and slaps it over the fielder and mid off. Another boundary.
Just listen to the roar from the Tigers. Intelligent batting. He knows that the mid off is in position, so he just swats it over in that direction for 4. No change in field as he changes length.
Fuller will pick up a single and get to the right hand on strike. Also, the right hand combination has worked in Bangladesh's favour. With that single, the partnership now worth 40. So certainly this partnership raised some hope for Bangladesh. 49 from 27, possible.
Yeah, one of the things that stands out though, the huge disparity is the number of sixes hit, something that the West Indians have been known for during their period of dominance. They hit 11 sixes as compared to 4 so far.
Really went after it. The full toss up wide outside the off stump, and he misses it. But these are the deliveries that they need to put away, which can get that equation even in their favor a little bit better. 49 from 26 now. And they picked up a boundary in this over, so 6 of the first 4 deliveries. Again, it's short and wide, but that will be taken, and it is. So Roston Chase take the catch, and Tanzim Hasan Shakib has to go back to the pavilion.
Some dancing from Jason Holt, another one for him. Sticking to his plan, has the fielder in that position just for that shot. Pace off, so doesn't have the pace to go over the boundary. There's celebrations from Holder. The set batter goes for 33. 117 now for 7.
Jason Holder picking up another wicket, and in comes Rishad Hossain. Now then we'll have to wait and see what he has to offer tonight. Bangladesh do need him to fire up with the bat. Last ball of this over. It's a full toss, low full toss. They're thinking about the second. Nasum very quick, comes back quite nicely. The 2 runs to finish the over, 8 and a wicket in that over. After 16, Bangladesh 119 for 7. Gudakesh 119 for 7, 47 of 24. Last batter to get dismissed was Tanzim Hasan.
Yeah, good from Jason Holder and the West Indians. A clear plan. Feel well set. Don't you love it when a plan comes to fruition? Jayden Seals back into the attack now.
Yeah, swing and a miss. The required run rate is above 12 runs in an over, so both the batters will be eyeing to pick up an early boundary to let the pressure off them, but the first one turns out to be a dot.
Yeah, only the second T20I for Jayden Seals. It's his first wickets in this format. Starts off with a slower ball. Look for that leg cutter or off cutter to the left-handed batter.
Well, has he timed it nicely? Yes, he has. The Nasum is turning out to play a nice little cameo here.
Yeah, he's now gone past his previous best in T20Is. Nasum tugs it wide. Doesn't middle it as well as he would have liked. Just one bounce nonetheless. They need a few more of those. 43 from 22, but they're 7 wickets down.
And now the run rate comes down under 12 runs in an over. 11.73, 43 from 22. They're making room, trying to open up the offside, and he misses the delivery. He cannot afford to miss a delivery. That's probably what he is trying to tell Nasum Ahmed. He's picked up a boundary, get him on strike.
Yeah, 2 dots in the over, his previous best at 19 against England in Abu Dhabi a couple of years ago. They don't mind how these runs come, whether it's off the middle or if it's off the edge, but they need them to continue to flow.
Where's that going? Oh, brilliant! Absolutely sensational. First it was Rovman Powell who took the catch. Then he looked at the boundary ropes. He was going over. He flicked it back and to Jason Holder. He cannot believe his luck.
Yeah, Rovman Powell is continuing to make his 100 T20I very memorable. Good teamwork down in the deep. Another pace-off delivery. But just look at the composure. Knows that Jason Holder is there. Completes the catch and just passes it over. Nasum goes for his best of 20, 8 down for 123.
Again, it was the batters who disappointed for Bangladesh. That's the last wicket. And the tag team in the boundary ropes. Beautifully done. Just flicks it back before he steps outside the boundary ropes. Rovman Powell. And look at the reaction. He's now picked up 3 for 21, Jayden Seals. Because when you're asking your team to chase 165, 166 to win, you need support from the top order. If you don't, if you fail to give that, then you need something special, some kind of miracle, because they were down in the power play, 4 down, 42 for 4.
Yeah, the statistics show that if you lose 3-4 wickets in the power play, it's always difficult to register a win. So credit to the West Indians for the way that they bowled. Started off a little bit on the expensive side, but they fought back. They stuck to the task. 124 for 8. Difficult for Bangladesh. 42 of 18 with 2 wickets in hand. You spoke about how well they handled themselves with the ball, the West Indies, but don't forget the effort they put to the bat. .51 in the last 3 overs. Jason Holder round the wicket to the left-hander. And that partnership of 83 in 48 deliveries between Powell and Shai really set the tone, set the course for a winning total. And when you come back and you look at that partnership, we started well, remember, it was the openers who set a good foundation when they added 59. Yeah, they took a little bit time, 23 from Hope and King, but Athanaze and King. But what about Hope and Powell? Was brilliant. 4 in the gap. They're always risky bowling that pace with that field. Thick outside edge and beats the fielder to his left. Races away for 4. Yeah, they need boundaries. They need a flurry of them. Nothing Jayden Seals can do there, too far left of him. Yeah, for much of the West Indian innings, Zata and viewers, they looked as though they would get 140, 145. It was that last few overs.
Hossain perishes. And it looks like, yep, it is again. You can't keep him away from the game. Rovman Powell takes another catch. The holder now goes on to take his 3rd wicket. And Bangladesh 129 for 9.
Yeah, increases his tally of wickets in 2025 in this format. Jason Holder, already the leading wicket taker for the West Indies this year. 3 more to his 21 previously. No fireworks from Rishad tonight. 129 for 9.
Mustafizur Rahman in. He wouldn't have hoped for this to come in so early, but it has been an excellent performance from West Indies. The last time they were here was way back in 2018 when they played a series against Bangladesh here in this format, the T20 format. That's the dismissal of Rishad Hossain. And when they beat Bangladesh in 2018. But in between they played away. They played in West Indies, they played elsewhere also. Well, Bangladesh managed to win, but at home, this is another win which will give them an opportunity to go and try to win the series.
Yeah, remember too, it's been a struggle from a West Indian perspective in this format. Only 3 wins in 15 matches this year. They've lost a series of bilaterals in the lead up to this one.
But that's gone all the way for 6 from the bat of Taskin Ahmed.
136 for 9.
To be a winning total here. They have 2 more overs left. Bangladesh required 30 from 12 deliveries with only a wicket in hand. Jayden seals and for his 4th over, but the last ball of the previous over went all the way for a big 6. Yeah, very good from West Indies. You mentioned about their recent losses. It's so very difficult. Even at the toss, I asked Shai Hope, and how do you manage to uplift the morale of the team with the results not going your way? It's a process, and you have to have that sort of a belief that yes, new day, you wake up to look to do some positive stuff. And surely today, winning the toss and batting first to go and post that total was very impressive indeed.
A little pause in play, might be the peel or the stump. So we'll have to get a replacement. Yeah, you're right, Arta. West Indies have lost 4 out of the 5 bilateral series that they've played this year in 2025. And if we stretch that back a little further, they've lost 7 of the last 8 that they've played. So that man right off screen, Darren Sammy, wants to get back into winning ways. We know that the T20 World Cup is just a few months away. So if they can solidify what their best combination is, that's what they're trying to do in these conditions, so that when they head off to that World Cup, everyone is in a much better position and they know their roles with a certain level of clarity. That man as well, his captaincy record has been dismal, so everyone is trying and searching for improvements, incremental improvements. It's only the first game though, but you want to start off with a win.
Yeah, as a team you want contribution from each and everybody. Not every game Hope or maybe Roman Powell not going to score runs, but there were others. Someone like Athanaze or Brandon King and company will have to put their hands up. Okay, fine, tonight is my night. I'm going to make it count. He's been outstanding. Even that win, the tied match, he was there for a very long time to ensure that they get close to the target in that one-day international series in Dhaka, Mirpur. Well, this might just get over. What? Ball's in no man's land.
Taskin would argue that's perfect placement. The 3 fielders were convergent and it fell in the middle of all of them. None of them got even remotely close. looking to heave that one for 6, and just look at that. Equidistant from all of them.
Do you think this is the right combination for West Indies, Samuel Birdie?
The outside edge just over the field. That short third, Romario Shepherd. A fortuitous boundary, but that's what you get at this stage of the inning. Smiles from Mustafizur.
Yeah, with that boundary, the score moves to 142 for 9. Just think whether Bangladesh had few wickets in hand. Not the case. 24 from 8.
Yeah, to answer your question, they've been searching for a wrist spinner. A couple have emanated from the Breakout League, a domestic tournament. This time it's placed delicately for a couple. They also have Gudakesh Motie, who has been brilliant in this format, left out today for Khary, Pierre. So they usually go into a contest with 2 left unorthodox. They've been also searching for solidity at the top of the order. Shai himself has opened in the recent past that series against Australia. So they have a few options, still trying to find out which is the best 11 to take the field. That's the importance of these matches, giving players an opportunity in different positions.
That's a good shot. Bit of a footwork in the deep, allowed the batters to cross over for 2 runs. 10 in that over, the 19, and then 46 for 9. From the West Indies. It's a 3-match series. Looks like they're going to go one up in the series. Bangladesh required 20 from last 6 deliveries. Romario Shepherd. And the attack. Big heaver on the offside, gets the bottom edge. It just shows you that if you can just hold on to wickets earlier on, it can be a different ball game altogether. And that's what the Bangladesh players, Bangladesh top order, the team management, we need to understand and grasp the situation. You can lose 1 or 2 wickets, fine, but you just simply cannot afford to lose 4 in the power play. If you do, then the result is right in front of you.
Extra 7 innings now, including 5 wides. And Romario Shepherd himself will be looking to improve his returns in this phase of the innings. It's a role that he's been given quite often for the West Indies. So what you want to do, even though that this game is for all intents and purposes sewn up 18 from 4, you still want to put yourself in a position as though the game is on the line. That's how you improve. Put yourself under that pressure. Nail those Yorkers. So that'll be part of your DNA. In a pressure situation, you can execute and deliver.
They've outplayed Bangladesh in all departments of the game. Bangladesh, if you look back what they've achieved by winning 4 series on the trot, never easy. When you come up against any team, because you need to be at your best, no matter who you play, where you play. Yes, you're playing in home conditions, so you probably know a thing or two more than your opposition. Probably it's gone, stay lower, but it looks like they might have just hit the stumps with its heels.
Yeah, I think he did step on the stump. Taskin looking to go deep in the crease. He absolutely nailed it. But guess what? It doesn't count. And in fact, he's been dismissed. And that's the end of the innings. This is very peculiar. Everyone seems to be a little bit shell-shocked. Yeah, look how deep he gets. Steps on the stumps. And then absolutely nails it for 6. Yeah, smashes it out of the middle of the bat. That's perhaps the best shot that he's played in his career. But it doesn't count. Anticlimactic end. Bangladesh dismissed in 19.4. 149, and West Indies take the first of this 3-match series by 16 runs. Taskin, the last man, dismissed at wicket for 10.
Yeah, excellent win for West Indies. They go 1 up in a 3-match series, scoring 165 for 3 and going on to defend it and winning in the end by 16 runs. So congratulations to West Indies. It's a performance that will